Next, I'd like to invite Mulele.
Something to use the right side of the mouse that you used to go backwards the mouse. So it's this the right side you go forward, the left side you go back. So you can use control. Yeah.
I was really organized. My bit's going to be a little bit more ranty, I think. But anyway,
It's what you do, man.
yeah, that's what I do. So, my name is Mulele, and this is my logo. I put it on the back of all of my comics. Mulele Redux is the name that I use. There's a whole story behind that, but I don't want to get into that. I've got 15 minutes, so. All right, these are some of the comics that I'm currently selling at Community or Kaigai or festivals like that. And I kickstarted these two in 2016. There's a whole big story behind this one, which made it wind up taking like a year to produce. But again, another story, another time. So today I'll talk about mainly this one and how I. Oh, by the way, if you want to see any of these books, I think they're in the library in the back somewhere. If not, then I've got copies as well. Anyway, so Kickstarter. Basically, looking for a way to fund my comics production without going broke in the process. I mean, I've got kids to feed, or at least one so far. But for this presentation, I want to focus mainly on the preparation for Kickstarter rather than get into all of the aspects of it, because it is actually quite heavy. So, my first Kickstarter was for the Mind Gator, The Kiss, I put up as a kind of subtitle. It doesn't actually say that on the cover of the book, it's just seemed to be useful at the time. The main idea, it's just a science fiction book that, I don't know, I'm losing my place. Let me look at my script, hold on a second. It's okay. Yeah. The main idea was to be about a kind of sprawling story about Tokyo and my life here and all of these things. And so to kind of make that work, I wanted to have this like really long folding, extending panorama of the city when you open it up. So when you open the book, it does actually fold open into this big 90-centimeter thing. Printing that was really, really hard, but and a little bit expensive. So I wound up having to print 1,000 of these just to get it printed. The printer I used didn't do at the time on-demand printing, and still I wouldn't recommend on-demand anyway. But the price for that was a little bit steep. $2,200 for the printing alone, and because of the price of the price of the book and all of the extras that I wanted to give in the whole Kickstarter package, I needed to raise about $3,000 and change. $3,300, I think, was the goal that I worked out. Okay, so in the package that I was going to give people, there was the book, 3 postcards, and I needed to send it protected in a backing board and a bag, and I had a sticker that I was going to use to kind of seal the back of the bag. So I don't have a picture of that, but I've got stickers if anybody wants one later. So the printing was $2,200 for the book. The postcards were about $50. Sorry, I always kind of mix between yen and dollars, but anyway, $50 for the postcards. About another $50 for the backing board and the bag, and about $200 for the sticker. And I did a little bit of a more detailed breakdown, but it came to this price just for kind of gathering all of this stuff together, plus sending it out to everybody. I have to include the price of postage. Otherwise, I'd go broke on postage. I estimated that the entire package would be about 500 yen per package. And if I had 100 books, well, that'd be a lot of money for me. So, one of the things to help me calculate the entire project was this website. It's basically a Kickstarter calculator where I put in the amount that I want to raise for the project and the incentives that I have for everyone to back my project. I can also put in the cost of the incentives, and it will calculate everything, and also add 10% for Kickstarter, because Kickstarter charges 10% for, I think it's 10% plus 20 cents per backer, but just basically around 10%. So you can find this at rubenpressman.com/Kickstarter. Sorry, I don't have it up here, but I have it here, so if anybody wants it later, come ask me. Okay, so in the lead up to my Kickstarter, I made my Kickstarter page, of course, and I also made these like commercials that would advertise my Kickstarter before it started. And I actually quite liked doing this. It was kind of fun, but I was using bits and pieces of the comic just to kind of show the content. Hey, something's coming. It's going to be good. You want to get it. This is when it starts, and this is the name of the project. And I made 3 of them, which kind of introduced the different characters of the story. Okay. And after that, I got a friend to shoot a video of me to put on the website. Some creators are really shy, like myself. See me sweating up here, but it's highly recommended that you put a video up, and I can kind of see the difference that it makes. And my video, let me show just a picture, was pretty bad. My hair was messed up, and for some reason, I kept like tilting to the side. But regardless of that, I put the video up and I left it there, and you can actually go to Kickstarter and look for the project, and you can watch the video, although I don't think I'm going to watch it again. Yeah, this is about 4 seconds in, and that's about all I can stand. I did make a press release for the Kickstarter, and I did send it out to a lot of comic websites, and anybody that I thought would like listen and either send money to my Kickstarter or send it forward as information on their website, their Twitter, whatever. But what I found was that a lot of people just didn't know me because my web presence at the time, I had something like 200 people following me on Twitter, and yeah, I was an unknown property. Even though by this time I had some work from DC or Dark Horse, still nobody knew me. So I found that a lot of what I relied on was Twitter and Facebook and just myself posting, and some friends who also posted forward. Okay, so I pressed launch, and this is kind of the progress of my Kickstarter as it went. You know, the first 24 hours or so, you're kind of watching this and seeing the money kind of come in drip by drip, and it's kind of exciting. You're kind of like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm getting there. But you know, as it begins to plateau, you start to freak out and like, oh my God, will I make it to my goal? Because my goal at this point was $3,300, but I've only got like $500 here, or how much that is, $200. So what wound up happening was I would harass my friends. At the time I was teaching, so I harassed students. Some students contributed, some spread the word through their social networks, harassed my coworkers. And basically what it comes down to is how much pull you have online as an artist. If you don't know anybody online, then no one will come and support your Kickstarter. You can meet people face to face, and that works too. But again, you have to make that hard sell every time, and you've only got 30 days until the end of your Kickstarter. You can do 60 days, but it's usually not recommended. It's considered a little too long. So 30 days is what I went with. So, you know, I'm pushing, talking to students, sending out Twitter stuff, and then it plateaus again. And I'm begging people, and it goes up again, and then it plateaus again. And this is basically the life of a Kickstarter. It goes up and it plateaus. It goes up and it plateaus until you get to the end. And I did make my goal, and then a little bit extra. I think when you do finally make your goal, people will look at that and say, okay, well, it's definitely a project that's going to happen. I want that project. Let me just get in and buy that. But before that, it's kind of a hard slog. So my recommendation here is to make events about your Kickstarter, anything that you can do. For example, new illustrations, new artwork, let people see bits of the story, or in some cases, they just, some people just put the entire story online. You can read the entire thing, you can see that it's finished, and so if you believe in the project and you like the story, you can make it happen. But I didn't really have that side of it. I didn't really understand that, so it did come down to really pushing hard on Twitter and Facebook. Okay. Oh, one last thing. When you do press the launch button, almost immediately people will come emailing with offers of we'll make you your Kickstarter popular, we'll get you past that goal, guaranteed satisfaction, and we're popular on Twitter, so one tweet from us will boost everything. Generally, this is nonsense, and I would not go in for that. You also get some people who want to, like, if you pledge $10 to mine, I'll pledge $10 to yours. Now keep in mind, any of these people can pull their money out at the last minute, and some people have done that on other Kickstarters that I've been a part of. So in general, I wouldn't recommend that either. There's also cross-promotion, and that's fine, but promote it if it matches your brand. Promote it if it is someone that you like or a project that you like. Consider promoting a friend, because there's always a possibility that they will not promote you back. Once you send out that promotion, it's out there, and if they don't reciprocate, then that's that. So finally, I had my success. I put up my post. Hey, it was kickstarted successfully, fully funded, and that was about it. By the end of it, I had about $4,000 from, I think, 83 backers. Yeah, and that was basically it. After that, I gathered the money, went to the printer, printed my book, packaged it, and sent it out in about 2 months. So give yourself time for that if you do this. Also, Kickstarter does take a bit of time to send the money to you, so give them about 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, that's it. That was my Kickstarter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mulele. It's interesting to see the business side of comics as well.